I don't know about you, but my favorite country has always been Japan, with its music, language, yosakoi, clothing, and my favorite food such as sushi, udon, and wagyu, and anime such as Demon Slayer, Konosuba, and Komi Doesn't Communicate. In my eyes, it's the best. It's a country built on spirituality, not politics. That is why it's peaceful, clean, and the society is collected. And if someone's gonna hang a flag, it's gonna be a country flag. Now, no country is perfect. Yes, Japan has its problems too. Earthquakes, yakuza, and karoshi. But it's still heavenly. Japan is like heaven's lost piece or property, if you will. So it's no surprise that I always wanted to go to the land of the rising sun. But I have never traveled alone. Am I mentally prepared? How can it be achieved? When should I go? Well, last year I did.
Now then, let's rewind a bit. 2022 rolls around. My next door neighbor, Ebenezer Scrooge aka the Russian Hitler, crashes everyone's party. I eventually receive an email from my college announcing their Japan exchange program. What an opportunity! So I applied. If it's Japan, sign me up! Days passed, and on March 4th, I was with my friends protesting against Putin's tyranny when suddenly I get a call. I run down, away from the highway noise. I pick up, and there's a woman on the other end telling me that I got into the program. I was ecstatic. Thoughts were rushing through my head. I ran back to my friends to tell them the great news. And so, after months worth of paperwork, waiting, traveling, applying, and more waiting, I got this.
Yeah, baby, yeah!
A Japanese visa. There's one thing I briefly have to say. Dear domestic college, thank you so much for this opportunity and for the travel grant. That's right. Everyone who got into this exchange program and applied for the travel grant got a check for their plane tickets worth. My college paid for my trip to and from Japan. Now, Canada wasn't the only country sending their students to study abroad. In Japan, I met students from Australia, Germany, France, UK, Norway, America, North Korea, Ukraine, and Russia. When I was filling out the travel documents, everyone was asked which city they wanted to study in. The choices were Tokyo, Hiroshima, and Nagoya. I chose Nagoya because it's peaceful, not as densely populated, and it's the cheapest to live in. Plus, the university tuition wasn't as crazy, and I'm happy with my decision. Anyway, I was placed in Nagoya University of Foreign Studies, or NUFS. Now that I've chosen my city, I had to choose from the 3 dorms beside NUFS to live in. My options were International House, Global Village, and the one that I picked, NUAS. I am soon to be a proud resident of NUFS NUAS in Nagoya. I picked it because each apartment has its own kitchen, and overall it felt right. And boy am I glad I picked it, because I met great people with similar interests, personality, specifically these two. Meet the Australian Wankas, Dylan and Luke, the travel gods. These two travel a lot. And so, after much preparation, time, my adventure was on the horizon. On August 23rd, I left my city. I was excited and weary of traveling alone to a new place where barely anyone speaks English. Like, very select few speak English. I say goodbye to my cat and body pillow. After 18 hours, I land at Chubu Centaur International Airport, located about 47 kilometers from my dormitory. I eventually found a group of students, and then we all met up with the university staff. After they made sure everyone made it, we climbed into a bus, and after 2 hours or so, at 1 AM, we arrived at the university's bus station, 300 meters away from the dorm. I was so close. I'm tired, but happy and proud that I am here. We grab our luggage and drag that shit up a small elevation right by the dorm. Bro, it is dark, I am tired, and Japan, oh, it is hot and humid during summer, because Japan is an island, so, you know, ocean evaporates and everything. We go into the foyer, the landlords greet us, they hand us our apartment keys, and slowly but surely we make it up to our floors via an elevator. There are 8 floors. The local girls helped us to our rooms. My apartment was 612. 6th floor, 12th room. Once I opened the door, it felt like a goddamn oven. It was pitch black, hot as hell, and I was stickier than a bedsheet after November. She turns on the AC, helps me with the internet, and leaves. I was relieved, tired, and excited to start exploring this vast land. I make my bed and fall asleep. Welcome to the first chapter, everyone. My dorm and my home for the next 4 months. What can I say? It's lovely. It has everything you need. There are 3 main locations you'll see in my dorm. My apartment, my friends' apartments, and the common room. The first thing that I did, the one thing that I always wanted to try in a Japanese household. Okay, I know this is really weird and uncalled for, but this has to be witnessed. For the first time ever, I'm actually sitting on the Japanese toilet. I'm about to experience the cleansing, if you will. What is it gonna feel like? No. Woo. You know what? This is cool. Oh my god! It's shooting warm water up my... I like it, you know, don't have to waste toilet paper. So as you can see here, this is a stop button. This is just a regular wash. I never tried this. This is something similar. And this is like a bidet. I don't know what the difference is really. And this is the power from lowest to the strongest. I use middle. That's the recommended, usual, normal one. Alright, so once you sit down, you can start hear the whirring because of the sensor. Like this. Hear it? Okay. You just turn it on and look at this. Oh god, stop. Well, it sprayed on me, but that's how it works. Anyway, let's explore my apartment first. In every Japanese household, you are met with a little shoe area called genkan. To the left, there's a kitchen area with a hot plate, cupboards, and a sink, along with a microwave and a fridge. On the right, there's a toilet room, literally an outhouse, but inside. Right after is the bathroom with a sink, washing machine and a mirror. Then there's a sectioned off shower/bath area. The bath is deep and short. Let's continue down the hall. There's a vacuum on the left. And we are now at the bedroom area with shelves, an office table with drawers, and an office chair. A bed is positioned on the right side and a closet. Finally, a balcony at the end of the apartment with a beautiful view. That's it. The rain season in Japan is usually between June and July. Right now, it's August, and after about a week since my arrival, the season was no more. There are even umbrellas for sunlight. That's how hot it gets during summer. For now, enjoy my slice of life. This is like a Truman Show, isn't it?
There's a lunar eclipse at the moment happening. Obviously the camera is shit as hell, but yeah. Check out the speed of those clouds, they're accelerating. Oh yeah. And the typhoon isn't even close. It's only gonna get much worse. The flash is crazy. Oh, okay, that was good. Thank you, good. Oh my. I know the camera. As an example, by the way, this is not my apartment obviously, but this is another type of apartment. It looks somewhat similar. The floor is different, but mostly it's the same, as you can see. Hair. 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 So this is the pillow I got along with the blanket as a part of the accommodation. It's tough, so I bought my next pillow, which is this right here. I bought this at Daiso. It's way too soft. It's so insignificant. And then I bought another one. This one has a hole in it. You spin around at night and it falls apart. And goddamn, look at the inside of this air conditioner. Look at the filter. Not a single time did I experience an earthquake in Japan, where it happens the most. Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed. It's not a flag, no. It's just the sun and the sky. Basically, remember this. When Russians look up into the sunset, they will see a Ukrainian flag. Let's dry this shit. La 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 la. So, this is the normal light, right? So let's turn it off and turn it back on immediately. See? It's a different mode. Instead of wiping the water off your cheeks, you just...
Coming through.
Oh my god. I'm at the
All the angles.
I approve. This is the pile of souvenirs I'm bringing for myself, my family, and my friends. Yeah, it's quite a big pile. So I spilled some water and it ended up looking like Africa and Madagascar. What the fuck? By the way, yukata is something you wear during summer, while a kimono is something you wear during winter. Anyway, I got this yukata 2 weeks ago. I got myself an obi. I got a green tea as a gift from the obi shop. There it is, the belt. Making udon. Well, hey, this is pretty cool. Noodles, udon, udon, udon. A perfectly cooked egg. Wow. So when your package arrives to your dormitory, the caretakers take your package and then write your room number for those who have a package waiting for them. So check this out. This is the packaging in Japan. That is only in Japan. I've never seen this before. So I noticed this on the first day. It's just a little bit off.
Yes, not too bad of a choice, my friend. Stay tuned for more Friends with Fish.
Oh, hello, long boy. You seem a little bit excited. Well, yes, I also don't blame you. Stay tuned for next episode of Getting Excited with Fish. What kind of fish is that? I don't know.
I am making coffee. This is gonna be awesome. So welcome to my charging station. This outlet charges my computer, charges my phone, and charges my battery bank. My computer also charges my 360 camera. So this is my adventuring kit, which is currently my everyday kit because I go somewhere every day. Western keys, like usual keys, have ridges on the side, but these have like little holes or something. I don't know what they're called, but This is the keys of Japan. And these are the floors. It's a nice elevator. Cool. So this is the elevator we just came out of. The door, and then a vending machine. Look at this, it's so fancy. Wow. Hey, wait a second, what the fuck is that? Oh, I thought it was something else. It's just an aerosol.
It's really something, isn't it? Yeah. I don't even know how they imagine this kind of stuff.
I mean, I could imagine a lot of things.
This looks like they're fully dressed, and this guy is just a pervert on the beach. This dick out. He is dripping.
Whoa. This feels like Shimoneta episode, the first one.
Okay, Shimoneta.
Agreeing to everything.
He's missed. He's missed.
Oh, yeah.
It's certainly not as good as the real thing, but it's so much better than I expected. And like, also, what a like mix up compared to like what you used to, right?
Oh, did you really come? I'm glad.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, damn straight I did.
I heard kimas, which is come, but it doesn't mean to have an orgasm, because you go in Japanese.
That's wild.
Only 180 degrees, hey? Like, it's not like,
No.
Yeah. I'm putting this in her ass at the moment.
Goodness me.
How real does it feel?
It's very in your face.
You're gonna love it when we get to, you know, more action.
Story time! One night at 4 AM, when Luke was mad drunk, instead of going to his washroom, he projectile vomited off of the 5th floor onto the 4th floor down below. Onto the girls' balcony, of all things.
And it dripped all the way down to the 1st floor, and then when I woke up in the morning, I saw a crow just tucking into my leftovers. Where the fuck am I? Oh, I'm in the cities.
You got this in Japan, right?
No, I actually brought it from USA.
Look at those titties. Yes. Well, yeah. God, it's so close yet so far. Jesus, the nipples are enormous.
Is that another camera up there?
Yeah, that's a tracker. Alright, Dylan, this is my pardoning gift. Parting gift, sorry, not pardon, but pardoning.
Partnering gift.
A parting gift. Here you go. Crimes Against Humanity, bought it in Canada, brought it here. Yeah, and there's less weight to carry. We'll have fun.
Thank you. No, I appreciate it. I'll be thinking about it every time I play it. So.
Yeah, I was gonna leave it in the common room for the next people to move in. After all these years, I finally have them all. Oh, hi. Jesus Christ.
She wasn't impressed.
No, you actually tried this in a shop?
Yeah.
What the fuck are we doing? No! Oh god. He's thinking about it. He hates it.
I don't think it's too bad.
Hey yo, Miss Doubtfire. What's up? Oh god. Perfect.
Now, let's take a quick break here, cause I want to introduce you to Ben. This guy is also from Australia and he has traveled the most in Japan out of all of us, I believe. He got interviewed on national Japanese television.
Chinese is such a small town, because there isn't so many people, there aren't so many cars, so people don't, I'm more anxious I'm going to hit someone, like walk into them, than it is common to play cricket on a busy road.
That's fine.
Shocking!
How is it?
It's pretty damn good, to be honest. It tastes just like a chocolate milkshake. Here, try it.
Come here.
It's the way that he animates the asshole in this one. I'll never recover from that.
Yeah. What? Oh, concho, huh?
No.
Concho.
No, Keiko.
I don't know what coco.
Just say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. Yes. Take it aside.
Hi. Oh, fuck you.
No, I fuck you, that's the whole point. This is your fetish, isn't it?
Oh, hell no. This is the bag that the pizza came in. So, it's a square bag. I've never seen such thing before. So, this is one of my friend's apartments. He has a freaking disc. Someone tried to mail him a disc. Airbnb, we're going for the Tokyo trip. So I'm gonna pay him because he pays for everyone. Watashi wa hentai desu.
I'm a pervert.
A thing about this hot plate, it uses some kind of microwave technology. When I lift up the pot, it vibrates less. It still works, but when I get out of range, it senses nothing. Isn't that weird? So it senses when something's kinda close to it or on it.
Or you woke up in the middle of the night and just fucking...
Shit. Get out of my toilet, you fat fuck. It's 1 AM and these blokes dialed up my phone and I let them in. They were apparently laughing outside, so now they're all here all at once.
You're welcome.
And who's this?
The coins, they were drying up, but I just don't need them.
But it's a shrine or something, some sort?
Sure.
A shrine, okay.
Oh yeah, and this is Julius, the German guy. What are you doing? How much?
Just a little bit.
Okay. Oh my.
Thank you. It's thank you.
It's clean.
Who wants a lube finger?
Yeah.
Let me lube you. Let me. Come on, you're gonna love it.
Okay, here we go. This is a good bit. Ready?
What would you do? Wow, so classy. To your face.
Come on the face.
Wait. It's 1 a.m. We're supposed to be quiet. No, stop.
You just put it on my forehead as well. Well,
That was beautiful.
there was one song.
The air conditioner was also a heater, so yeah, I switched to the modes and now it heats my room as it's now like it's quite cold at night.
This is my pee-pee.
Wait, who the hell are you? I'm just gonna use the toilet before I find my keys so I won't piss myself. I'm gonna use your toilet.
I thought you were gonna take a shit and I was gonna fucking slap you.
Yeah, bro. This is how you dry the pants, yo. So, it is December 14th. In about, I think in about a week or so, I'm leaving Japan. Fuck, holy shit, everything is orange. This is my mailbox and somebody threw in a cookie with Victoria on it. So I think it was one of my friends. How wholesome is that? A cookie. Thank you. I don't know why, but it's kind of fun to play with lube, honestly. I just ordered sushi, it was delicious, and they have an ice pack in a bag, so to keep it cool. Isn't that cool? Literally.
Now, before we get into all the places I visited, I wanna share some interesting things I witnessed in Japan. Number 1. Japanese iPhone's mute button does not mute the camera shutter sound when taking a picture as a safety measure against perverts on public transportation. 2. Christmas in Japan is celebrated with KFC. I know. Thought this would be an American thing. Number 3. Women-only card exists on trains as a second line of defense against pervs. Number 4. In any business, customer is a god. Number 5. During summer, cicadas are really loud, like annoyingly loud. Number 6. For some reason the Japanese love Pink Panther, Charlie Brown, and Toy Story. I don't know why those 3. There are statues in many places of those characters. Number 7. Black Friday exists in Japan. Number 8. Japanese toilets have heating systems. Imagine, it's winter and you wake up in the middle of the night wanting to take a dump. Instead of a cold seat, it's nice and warm. Number 9. Garbage trucks play their own melody, just like ice cream trucks.
Can you hear that sound? Is it the ice cream truck? No. It's a Japanese trash car.
In Japan, what we know as a swastika is a symbol of Buddhism until World War II ruined it. Number 11. Japan has many big surface and underground bike parking lots. Occasionally, you'll spot many bikes. Number 12. There is no such thing as time savings. Awesome! Finally! Number 13. In most establishments, they play Western music. It could even be explicit because it's in English. Now, here's a little story I am not proud of. Here's the story of how I got scammed. Before going to Japan, I watched numerous videos explaining how tourists get scammed with free drinks and whatnot to insure myself, but it never mentioned the scam that I fell for. One day, Dylan suggested I installed Tinder. Yeah, you know where this is going. You see, I kinda set a goal and yet I didn't. To lose my V card in Japan, which would be my dream, but at the same time I didn't want to pay for such a special intimate activity. But I bit the bullet. Mixing Ukraine and Japan. So I downloaded Tinder, paid $40 for subscription, if I remember correctly. Set up my profile and went searching. I ended up matching with 2 people. Now, the way these 2 talked was weird. They didn't seem human by their way of communicating, and I am the awkward one here, but it didn't graze me at the time. One of the supposed girls messaged me telling me she got rates, blah blah blah. She asks if I have Line, which of course I do. I use it to chat with my fellow students. But now I realize she wanted to switch to Line because it's safer for them to scam people online instead of Tinder, I think. I simply agreed for $100 in cash and decided to meet by nearest 7-Eleven. I arrive and message the person. That's where things get a little shady and cryptic. Let me make it clear, I never met up with anyone. She just messages me something along the lines of,
I know I said $100, but I would have to ask for an extra 100 as an insurance because my last client beat me up.
Fuck, that's just dumb. But I fell for it. So then the person says that since it's Japan, giving her physical money is considered prostitution unless I gave it in crypto. There's another red flag. But here's the funny part. I told her, but isn't it still money? It doesn't really change anything. Which was a logical question, but she didn't answer anything. She just, yeah, she's basically a freaking robot. So because it is illegal, I would have to pay using something called web money at 7-Eleven. Honestly, I've gotten off easy compared to other victims I read about who fell for the same scam. Others lost a whole grand. I went into 7-Eleven, asked a clerk to help me send money to a friend, and I put 200 on the scannable QR code. Web money is usually used on some sites which can buy you music, games, etc. Maybe even lottery, I think. Lottery, it's used for lottery, bro. If that bitch spent my money on stupid lottery, god damn, that's dumb. Could have bought yourself some music or a freaking sex toy. I already felt really unsure and I felt a pit in my stomach. All these red flags were flying at me, but I disregarded everything. I was about to get the suck, but the suck never came. I sent the picture to this asshole of the receipt with the QR code with the money in, you know. I already knew this was bullshit, but I'm sure that person is not even a woman, it's a freaking dude behind a computer. The moment I sent the money, that cunt had the audacity to ask me for extra 600.
Just in case I break any furniture at her place, because it's fragile and expensive. Because the last person broke
her furniture too. What a tragedy. After he said that, I knew I fucked up and I knew I couldn't do anything about it, so I left. I told her that I knew she was scamming me, so she then sent me her ID supposedly. I didn't believe it, so I just pushed through and went back home. Welcome to my city, the home of my dorm, university, and my favorite Wagyu restaurant.
But Bogdan, didn't you say you would live in Nagoya?
Not quite. I was surprised too. You see, Nagoya is the capital, which is close enough, I guess. The city, like many others in Japan, is clean and beautiful. Of course, there's a 360 video with more footage available. Since I mentioned Wagyu, let me introduce you to my favorite yakiniku place that serves Wagyu, known for its marbling, high price, and magical flavor. It's like an orgasm on your taste buds, when seasoned that is. I am talking about the Nagoya specialty Miso Tonchanya Nagakute Hormone, which I adore. Aside from other meats they serve, like rubbery uterus, Wagyu ones are to die for. It melts in your mouth and is perfect with salt, pepper, and toasted sesame seeds. My two favorite Wagyu dishes there are domestic beef kalbi and domestic beef upper loin. The first one is loin pieces with sesame seeds and pepper, which is my second favorite. The second one, my favorite, is thin frozen Wagyu slices drizzled with oil, salt and pepper, making it a flavor bomb. Clearly, one of the cool aspects of a yakiniku place is grilling your own food. When ordering meat, they ask if you want salt or tare sauce. I chose salt every time. I did try tare once. It was nice, but it didn't hit me as much, so I recommend salt.
Ready. Mr. Krabs, I'm ready. Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? You feel it? Oh, I feel it so good.
Come done. Forgive me.
Forgive me, Father.
For I have sinned.
What's your recommendation, Bogey?
First dip that shit in salt and then in sauce and shove it on your gullet.
I like it when my meat gets wet.
Sugakiya is a lovely mini restaurant in a pachinko machine building beside the yakiniku place. Its menu is mainly ramen, but also serves dishes like rice gyoza, curry, and crispy chicken drumsticks, to name a few. My favorite dish there is red spice oil ramen, is what I call it at least. It's delicious and is just under my spice limit. FamilyMart is the largest Japanese convenience store franchise. It has snacks, alcohol, drinks, ice cream, juice, dairy products, poultry, pre-packaged dishes, delicious fried chicken called Fami chicken, steamed buns, medicine against hangovers, and more. They play anime-themed ads and have an ATM along with chunky manga magazines that might sometimes be spicy. The And Cafe public house has fun menu items such as chicken wings, tiramisu milkshake, alcohol, amazing burgers with fries, and even good pizza, to name a few. It reminds me of a cozy forest cabin or a tavern with a relaxing atmosphere. Welcome to Hamazushi, which means rotating sushi. I am sure you've seen conveyor sushi in movies, anime, and western cartoons. Conveyor sushi is the most fun kind of sushi restaurant, and going to this place is easy. You enter, tell the ticket machine the number of people and where you wanna sit, a counter, a table, or let the machine decide for you. Then you find your seating area and order from the tablet menu. Sushi gets made and is then sent to you via one of the two conveyor belts. Depending on the sushi type, other dishes, it might take longer to prepare, so you know it's fresh. If the item is not stable, like the ice cream melon soda, a waitress will bring it to you instead. Overall, it's my favorite sushi restaurant. There's one dish that you might find unique: the shirako, or milled sushi. Fun fact, my French friend said that milk tastes better than humans.
So I'm about to eat
Yeah, it's fish cum, or fish bowls, I would say. Yeah.
Oh my god, okay.
Put some sauce onto it first.
I'm not eating the second one.
Creamy, milky, and a little watery. Just a bit salty. This is what happens when you mix Japanese food with American. You get sushi hamburgers. So this is an egg custard. The puffer fish has arrived. Let's try it, eh? Jesus Christ. The first shrine I've gone to is the Keiko Tennosha shrine, the smallest one I've seen with a pretty view. There are engraved stones and statues along with gravel between paths. Usually, temples have a unique kind of goshuin, or a stamp. You can also get a goshincho, or a stamp book, to collect stamps from temples. This is my friend's stamp book with the shrine stamps he collected.
Sanuki Kamaage is the best udon restaurant I've been to. Right as you enter the place, you can see the kitchen preparing noodles from scratch. It's a sight to behold. After ordering a dish, you take your tray and slide along the rail and pick your sides like at a buffet. Fried shrimp, raw eggs, etc. Speaking of raw eggs, yes, they have a reputation of carrying salmonella, but I've had raw eggs myself many times, well, when I never got any salmonella anyway. And in Japan they take care of eggs, they clean them very well basically. Overall a great udon experience, fresh and delicious. Welcome to the best tonkatsu place. Tonkatsu by Maison serves its main dish, you guessed it, tonkatsu, the breaded, deep-fried pork cutlet along with some shredded cabbage, rice and miso soup. I've been there only once with my pals. We also had sake. The Roku Go Stand, which means 365 stand, is a homely cafe with different interesting savory and sweet bread dishes, along with ice cream and drinks. It has 2 floors, a lovely place indeed. Fujigaoka Station is one of the train stations in Aichi that I always used to get to Nagoya to get to other cities by another train or Shinkansen, the bullet train. Right beside it you will come across Miraizaka, a restaurant mainly oriented around deep-fried tempura foods, surprisingly delicious cabbage with sauce, and most importantly drinks and nomi hodai. If you go with a group and someone wants to get the nomi hodai, everyone has to order it as to avoid exploitation of sharing drinks. There's also a closed smoking area, and thank goodness there's a door cause it stinks. Miraizaka rocks when you eat and drink with your friends. I went there on several occasions, such as hanging out with my Japanese buddies, celebrating Christmas, and Luke's Tanjobi.
I want to cheers! Cheers! Stand by! Clink my goddamn cup! You fucking too, I don't give a shit. Yeah! Yeah!
Fun story, some of us and I sent out pictures to each other through airdrop, and some were questionable. Oh yeah, how do you like Japanese Santa Claus? Santa Clauses? Santa Clausi? Book Off Plus is a book, CD and manga store, my first official manga store. However, I didn't buy anything there. I've seen many familiar mangas and what manga actually looks like. Bronco Billy is a steakhouse diner. The food there is good an enjoyable experience. I had pumpkin soup, a shish kebab and a steak. Of course, you may check out their menu. The AEON Super shopping center has a food court, supermarket and much more. I even got to try Baskin-Robbins ice cream for once, since I couldn't find any stores in Canada. The ice cream's tasty with many unique flavors available. AEON Super also has many different Japanese souvenir shops. So, I am sure you have done taxes, right? Well, I had to do mine in Japan also. Had to take a bus to the Nisshin City Hall to do taxes. However, there was also a firework event at the City Hall with Yosakoi. A ton of people and vendors with much food to sell showed up. It felt like a carnival, plus the fireworks were the best I've ever seen. The Farmer's Kitchen The Gram is a farmer's market-based restaurant. It's like a fancy school lunch buffet. You pick the protein, sides, etc. This was my order. There was also ice cream, and guess what kind of flavor caught my eye? Sesame seed flavor, which only exists in Japan. It's normal ice cream but infused with the toasted sesame flavor. I loved it and enjoyed the restaurant design. However, my Japanese body didn't like the flavor. Liquor Mountain is a liquor store. That's all there is to it. If you watched Spirited Away, you might know of the Onsen, or the hot springs / bathhouse. Nagakute Onsen Guzarasse was a bit of a walking distance away, in addition to a bus ride. I obviously got no footage of the onsen itself, but let me tell ya, it's like a swimming pool complex but with hot tubs of different shapes and sizes with varying elevation within an enclosed area. In some pools, water is pink or blue, though that didn't help in covering all the naked Japanese. Culture shock. For the Japanese, bathing naked with each other is a form of bonding, cleansing one's soul. My Japanese body was also shocked that the rest of the world doesn't do that, because we feel embarrassed. I went to a Japanese onsen only once in December after studies have ended to relax myself. One medium shallow pool has pink water, a big pool where people lay on their backs or fronts. In the center is the tall round pool with hottest water and stairwell leading up to it. There are also two posters on the pool tower from Spirited Away. One is of Chihiro close up underwater swimming on the dragon, and another of Yubaba staring at you. Quite the contrast. Pizzeria Marino is a restaurant of Italian origin. The interior is very inviting and Italian. I went there once with my friends and people from another dorm. The pizza I had was great. And yes, speaking of pizzas, Japan has Domino's too. However, Japanese Domino's likes to throw weird ingredients together on your pizza. I wouldn't really order Domino's pizza there unless you really want to. I recommend Pizzeria Marino.
See you there? You don't need any more. But that's just that one. When you open this one, it'll come out. Put on your mouth before you open it, because once you open it, it's gonna... Key, yes, the key. Does that work?
So, I only got one single haircut in Japan at the very end of my journey because it wouldn't be fun explaining what cut I wanted in Japanese. I went and found Tenki-yoho barbershop, a typical nice place. After a haircut, which by the way was the best one I ever gotten, my hair was then washed and scalp massaged. I was given a choice between 3 shampoos: grapefruit, mint, and lavender. I picked lavender. Everything came down to $50. Japanese buses are not that different from their Western counterparts, however they have a money exchange machine and a ticket system within the bus. There exists 2 payment methods for buses and 1 for trains. When using cash for a bus, you would grab a ticket from the machine upon entering. Once at your destination, you put the ticket into a machine by the driver which will display the due amount. You insert the amount and that's it. The second method is by transportation cards, as I call them. There are several brands. Many of us got the Manaka card. You put okane on one at the train station. They are used for buses and trains. For buses, you scan the card upon entering where you would normally grab a ticket if you paid with cash. At your stop, you scan the card again by the driver and the reader tells you how much you spent and have left. By the way, many businesses may only accept cash. Just gonna throw that out there. so prepare to withdraw money every now and then. Three Little Pigs is a dining restaurant that serves ramen dishes, shaved ice, other desserts, and tempura dishes, to name a few. The decor is fancy, cafe-like. Pleasant experience. One time I ordered a mystery ramen. What I got was a spicy, tasteless mess. Don't worry, it was just that dish. The food there is good.
Harlem Shake in a Japanese restaurant in 2022. I can appreciate that.
For you car lovers out there, Toyota Museum is the place for you. The museum is vast. I've never seen so many cars from so many time periods. It's insane and fascinating. I think they have 3 floors of cars, with miniature models from different times in one area. And a moving projector newspaper style with Toyota's history in the other. This is it. The sole reason I am in Japan. To study. Welcome to NAFS, my university. First off, everyone needs a residence card. Without it, you'll be shipped back to your country in a box. I got a paper copy at the Japanese airport. On September 7th, during the university's orientation day, we got our student cards and a student email. After orientation, the students handed their passports and paper residence cards to staff, and 2 weeks later, we got our physical cards. Eventually, everyone applied for a bank account so that the university could send student funds to whoever does well in classes, which is amazing. $500 is nothing to scoff at. Everyone used the same bank as it fit the Ryugakusei needs. Quick note, students may get a 20% discount coupon for a Shinkansen ticket. As many times I think, I don't know if there's a limit. I and the majority of students studied for 1 semester. Some got to stay longer afterward, like my German friend Sebastian, who got 1 more semester for Genki 1. Gampete ne Sebu-san? I should ask how he did. And Ben, the Japanese TV star, is still in Japan as of June 2023. Everyone then picked either a semi-intensive or intensive curriculum. I picked semi-intensive as not to suffocate myself. The intensive course is Japanese only, and you would complete the entire Genki 1 book. Let's hope those who chose intensive made it. As for the semi-intensive, it requires you to do half of the book, but you gotta add 3 more Japanese culture classes. I chose Omotenashi, Japanese movies, and anime and manga. We then got our Genki 1 book and workbook. There are 5 language levels and I am level 1. Quick note, only Japanese and omotenashi senseis are of Japanese origin. The movie's sensei is probably American, and anime and manga's probably Indian. And of course I think they were both fluent in Japanese, which is amazing. Let's discuss the campus. Out of all the buildings, we will only focus on 3 that are relevant to my story. First, Communication Plaza. Its main purpose is student support/studying. It has 3 floors. The first floor has a photo booth, a small cafeteria, and a tiny library. On the second, a study area with computers.
No, Japan, how could you betray me?
And on the third, the student support office with student mail slots where you would retrieve excursion/trip forms from. There is also a 7-Eleven store on campus, which is really convenient. Fun fact, 7-Eleven stores in Japan don't have gas stations. It's just a store. Next, Building K is where my manga and anime classes took place.
What the hell is going on? There's water falling down. The hell? Interesting.
With the Japanese authority and buttons.
Oh yeah, wow. Let's see. Yeah.
And finally, the East building with my Japanese and hospitality classes. There's also an atrium section next to K building with the main cafeteria. One of the delicious aspects of the campus is the various food trucks on it. And holy crap, my favorite food truck dishes are chocolate whipped cream bean paste crepes from the crepe truck, and the fattest, tastiest burrito with a delicious Mexican yellow hot sauce from the shawarma truck. Best burrito I ever had. Now, the classes themselves. The standard duration of any class is 1 hour and a half. First, the Japanese language class. On Monday, it started at 10:50 on the 3rd floor with a female sensei, and on Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday at 9:10 with a male sensei on the 2nd floor. Both were totemo yasashi, modest and supportive. The most likable teachers you can have. Since I mentioned days of the week, every day means something. In this course, we had 3 quizzes. Type 1, lesson, Use newly acquired knowledge to complete multiple choice questions or write in blank spaces. Type 2. Vocabulary. Memorize word translations and how to write them. Finally, some new strokes to remember other than up and down. Okay, so learning vocabulary is a little challenging, but to make it easier, it's always best to find some association. The way I remember every day, or mainichi, if you think about it, you can just say my ass is itchy every day, or mine itchy, mainichi. Type 3. Kanji. Remember how to write and its sound/meaning. This type came a bit later. Oh, fuck. Okay, sure. Okay. Oh god, what the fuck is this? Ah! Middle, half, down, up, weekday, soil, money, tree, water, fire, moon or month, person, book, day. Yay!
富岡さんのこれは
Hey bud, what you drinking?
Energy drink. Tastes like cough syrup.
Ah, okay. So, you ready to get them studies going?
Let's do it 1 hour before the test.
We have about 1 hour and 30 minutes before the test.
Yep, this is my first study of the session.
Oh yeah, lovely. Finale time. Final exam, let's go.
Let's go.
This is gonna be epic. For the midterm and final exams, we had written and speaking tests. Speaking was done in the communication plaza with the male sensei. The final exam was good and had everything we learned this semester. Let's talk about Japanese writing systems. There are 3 in total: hiragana, katakana, and kanji. When writing, usually 70% of hiragana is used, 0 to 10% of katakana, and 20 to 30% of kanji, or 7 to 1 to 2 in ratio. Kanji are Chinese characters that are like pictograms that look like something and are complex. But hiragana and katakana are Japanese that both sound the same with the same number of letters, or phonetic symbols as they're called. Hiragana is the basis of the native language. Katakana is used to write adapted foreign words that sound like English, such as coffee or kohi, keyboard or keyboardo. By the way, the little quotation marks beside the symbols are called dakuten, and the little circle is handakuten. They change how symbols sound. Dakuten makes the symbols hard as such: ha, ba, ta, da, ku, gu, ho, bo. Katakana is the same. As for the handakuten, it makes the p sound as such: ha, pa, fu, pu, ho, po. The handakuten only applies to a few symbols though. As an example, my name is spelled with katakana, as it's a foreign word with 3 dakuten. Bogudan, without them, it would have been hokutan. Also, America's favorite, McDonald's. Took me a while to get the pronunciation down. Makudonrudo. For a beginner, you only need 2 systems. The addition of kanji in writing makes text look better, diverse, and is crucial anyway. Plus it saves space. A simple example would be watashi, or I, in hiragana, and watashi in kanji, which makes it look short, unique, and it stands out. One more, money, or okane, is better when the kanne kanji is used after the o hiragana, okane. So, how did we learn Japanese besides the usual writing, speaking, and getting called out by our senseis? First we played locating a certain hiragana and katakana card from the pile. The team who finds it gets a point. In the end, we were tied. Teamwork! There was also Pictionary, where both teams took turns drawing what Sensei whispered to both players in Japanese, while the rest of the team members tried to guess what their member is drawing. We also made up dialogues with newly learned words, sang, guessed what color Tanjiro's Haori is, Japanese hangman, whatever this is, restaurant description text, TAF forms,
はい。じゃあ電話する。電話してし来るでするして勉強する勉強してそうですそうですはい OK 魔術は英語でマジックで魔術師はマジシャン修行中は on the training so 魔術師 the magician practicing magic on the training 皆さんも読んでください魔術師魔術修行中
permitting someone to perform an action, drawing shitty school signs, selling and buying items, how much something costs, and much more. Also, as part of the final project, we had to come up with a play to perform in front of our class and some Japanese students. Before I show you my play, here's Dylan's.
節が来ますよ。季節が。
マジで。
窓開けてください。
どの窓？
ドアの左の窓です。
どうしてですか？
ちょっと暑いですから。
うるさい、うるさい。窓を開けないでください。警察が来るから。大丈夫。警察は窓から去ることをしています。猫さん、どちらのチームいますか？
猫の食べ物があるチームです。
あ、すみません。お母さんです。
今、あなたのお母さんですか？大丈夫、話してください。
ありがとう。もしもし、お母さん？何？私がテレビに？こんにちは、お母さん。こんにちは。
お母さんは嬉しくないですか？いつも嬉しいですね。どうしてですか？
そうですよ。2人は有名なテレビのモデルです。
やめろ。私たちは警察です。
何？じゃあ、私が猫じゃない。警察です。せーの、始めましょう。始めましょう。大丈夫じゃない。大丈夫じゃない。心配しないで。ここにあるから見て。私が本当のことを。
今一緒に食べ物を買いましょう。
どうして？
大阪で買いました。大阪弁です。じゃあ、おめでとうございます。
Now my play idea was to make a parody of the greatest anime that is borderline hentai. I am talking about interspecies reviewers or Ishuzoku Reviewers. The team agreed, so we called our play Chushoku Reviewers or lunch reviewers, but instead of brothels I review food. Beautiful, isn't it? The perfect opportunity to show off my costume of the main character, Stunk, which I got for Halloween from China. I even prepared some sound effects for the live play. However, there was some planning issues, so I made some edits for the best experience. Please enjoy.
Ohio. いい天気ですね。でもちょっと寒い。すごくお腹が空いた。
どこに行きますか？
何を食べようかな。ちょっと待って、今何時ですか？午後4時？じゃあ、こんばんは。いただきます。私は寂しいです。これだ、これ。爆裂うどん。じゃあ、中に行きましょう。綺麗なレストランですね。いい匂い。
いらっしゃいませ。大変申し訳ありません。レザーバーションがありますか？
すみません。レザーベーションがありません。でも、入ってもいいですか？ 何人ですか？一人です。そうですか。ちょっと待ってください。こちらでいいですか？ありがとうございます。メニューをどうぞ。どうも。すみません。はい。英語のメニューがありますか？こちらにあります。全部美味しそう。すみません。おすすめは何ですか？私たちのおすすめは爆発タコうどんです。じゃあ爆裂タコうどんとビールお願いします。どうですか？わかりました。ちょっと待ってください。爆発タコうどんとビールどうぞ。ありがとうございます。何これ？美味しくない。まずい。3点。でもここは静かなレストランです。03、久しぶりですね。
久しぶりです。お元気ですか？
元気です。セバスチャンさん、一緒に食べましょう。
私はお腹が空いた。どのレストランが好きですか？
美味しい食べ物のレストラン。
私は有名なレストランが、アメリカのレストランです。美味しいのハンバーガーがある。一緒に行きましょうか？
行きましょう。はい。
お客様、お客様、ようこそいらっしゃいませ。
フィレオフィッシュを2つください。
すみません。フィレオフィッシュはありません。
そうですか？テリヤキチキンを2つください。
テリヤキチキン？おお、テリヤキチキンはとても大好きです。もうありません。すみません。テリヤキチキンはもうありません。すみません。
本当ですか？フライドポテト、サイズください。
何かありますか？
でも、サイドサラダ。マクドナルド。ハンバーガー食べます？ハンバーガー？いや。サイドサラダ。はい。お客様、サイドサラダ買いました？
肉がありますか？
サイドサラダ。
ありがとう。
これはとても美味しいね。
あります。サイドサラダ、最高。
このサラダ美味しいです。でもここは静かじゃないレストランですね。7点。
そうですね。
And so, after the final exam, the semester was over. The final memory of the Japanese class is the group photo. This was the only time I got to see everyone's faces all at once, because we had to wear masks inside and outside at all times except when at home. Oh well. So, why don't we move on to the next class? Japanese movies. The entire course was about exploring famous old Japanese movies and answering questions about them online. There isn't much else to it. Some of the famous movie titles we explored were The Seventh Samurai, Hoichi the Earless, Kwaidan, Tokyo Sonata, and Grave of the Butterflies anime, to name a few. This happened only once, but we were assigned to reenact one of our favorite scenes from The Seventh Samurai. I chose a part where Kikuchiyo started complaining about the farmers and how bad they are. I put on my Ukrainian cap and then I basically put 2 pieces of cloth on each side so it looks like a helmet with a protection on the side, you know? It worked out really well for me.
That sums up the movie class. Next is the omotenashi or Japanese hospitality class. It was on Thursday at 10:50 and it was odd. First off, the sensei was good, smart, and he worked at a news network prior to teaching. But the way he taught was unusual, yet interesting. I am not complaining, but he never gave us any assignments except for midterm and final projects. One of them was to make a group presentation about your culture. Luckily, there was a Ukrainian girl in my class, so we presented our culture together. Fun fact, and I kid you not, the sensei looks like a Japanese Donald Trump. He got the suit and the yellow hair. The skin is not orange, and I am sure he didn't touch anyone by the pussy. He is of Japanese origin, but was also raised in America, so he is fluent in both languages. In every class, he spoke of Japan's cultural complexity, how there's a hierarchy system, hidden subcultures in Japan. There's a lot we don't know.
She came back again, and she said, "How is the coffee?" That's the most impressive part. The person is coming back to me with my satisfaction. And so I was quite convinced that the Starbucks was educating their staff pretty good. You know, the problem with the Japanese working environment is that we have a very complicated human relationship. And a lot of Japanese workers are pretty much worn out with this stress of going through this humanistic relationship, which is not productive, which is not making any efficiency. But with the Starbucks, I was talking to my former students that he is then the manager of the store. He wanted to make a team to compete the quality of service. So instead of picking on somebody and say you are not doing your work, or they will always work as a team to compete the product and the outcome. And so that way, as a team, they'll always compete. Sometimes they have a strong competition, but within a team, they always have a strong teamwork.
We also got a copy of the Etiquette Guide to Japan book, even though we didn't read it, but it's still a good book. Every class we sat and listened as he walked beside us, expressively telling us the stories. He showed us how guests are treated at home with green tea, ocha. He showed us a Hawaiian uncle named Uncle Clay and his way of aloha. One memorable story our sensei told us was how a Japanese couple went to the same restaurant for many years and then one day they stopped coming for a while, until one day the husband came back alone. The staff knew what had happened, so they put a picture of his wife at the table where his wife sat. That's hospitality, going all out. My last course was anime and manga. It was on Wednesday at 4:40. This class was informative on manga genres, panel and art types, when to put extra detail on panels to catch viewers' attention, and how simple or realistic should your manga look. Manga creation is a complex process and I don't wanna stretch this video any longer than it has to be. By the way, there was only one assignment. We made our own manga for the final project. Take a look at some of my talented classmates' work. Luckily, you only get points for using the knowledge and your drawing skills don't matter. Oh, thank goodness. It was also the hardest project I worked on at NUFS. During our class, we would usually listen to sensei's presentations and analyze different mangas in groups. Haven't seen this intro in years. Jesus. My hard work paid off, because I got B for Bogdan in Japanese and anime and manga, A+ in hospitality and movies. Let's talk about another great aspect of NUFS, clubs. There are plenty of clubs you may join.
I picked the green tea ceremony as it always fascinated me, and it did not let me down. The first class was free, then it would be I think 10 or 15 bucks per lesson. It took place in the club building once a week. We got to watch the master and her students perform the ceremony, and then we made our own tea. As part of the ceremony, you also get chestnut paste in a wrapper.
Too much. Too much, yeah. Okay.
はい、ありがとうございます。
はい、そこに入れて、今度が引き飛車ね。引き飛車。ここで大きく回して、はい、そのままスーッと上がって。
One other story I have for you is that the university was looking for volunteers for a photo shoot for promotional purposes. I read the rules and I decided to go in my costume. Once I was there, Liam saw me and thought I was Doctor Strange. Strange does magic. My character does pussy. Get it right. I had to take off the costume as it was too fancy. I had to make sure they put in the rule for anyone who decides to do cosplay for photo shoots again.